Kate and William's relationship with Harry has been in the spotlight for more than a year, as the Cambridges have drifted apart from the Duke of Sussex despite once seeming inseparable. It's believed that Kate and William were deeply disappointed in Harry's decision to leave the royal family frontline, and relations have only taken a turn for the worse in recent months. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have launched a series of verbal assaults on the firm through their post-royal interviews, and put Kate, William and Prince Charles directly in the firing line in the process. However, there was some hope of a reconciliation when Harry flew back to the UK in April for Prince Philip's funeral, a month after his Oprah Winfrey tell-all aired. Kate was seen chatting to her brother-in-law after the emotional service, before encouraging her husband into the conversation and then leaving the two warring brothers to have a heart-to-heart. But, despite appearances, later reports suggested that peace talks were actually unsuccessful. This week, royal historian Robert Lacey went even further and alleged that Kate and William did not even have a sit-down conversation with Harry during his fleeting visit. In an updated version of his 2020 book Battle of the Brothers, he claimed, "They told friends that they could see no point in talking to Harry since any discussion of substance would go straight back to Meghan to be leaked out via Oprah Winfrey, or some other tentacle of the Sussex network." This allegation followed revelations from Gayle King, US TV personality and friend of the Sussexes, that Harry had held not productive talks with Charles and William in the immediate aftermath of his dramatic tell-all with Oprah. On US TV, Gayle said, "I did actually call them, Harry and Meghan, to see how they were feeling, and it's true Harry has talked to his brother and he has talked to his father too. The word I was given was that those conversations were not productive, but they are glad they have at least started a conversation." But, in Pod Save the Queen, hosted by Ann Gripper and features Daily Mirror royal editor Russell Myers, pointed out another element of this ongoing debate between the Sussexes and the palace. Ms. Gripper said, "It would be remiss not to point out the deep irony of William and Kate saying they didn't want to speak to Harry in case it got leaked, and then him saying that ending up in a book." Mr. Myers replied, "Well, who knows who Lacey's sources are, and I think the connection between the source on the Sussexes' side, whether it's Oprah or Gayle King, they were literally saying, 'Well, I spoke to them yesterday and this is what they had to say.' Things are always going to come out, aren't they?" However, the very fact of the immediacy as to what was being said over in the States was no doubt cause for alarm. I know that the US leaks, upset certain people. While the two commentators are referring to the media leaks from the Sussexes prior to Harry's first trip back to the UK in April, the royal rebel also received criticism after details of his trip emerged once he returned back to the US after his 9-day visit. The Sun's editor Charlie Ray told Talk Radio back in April that Harry had hardly put his foot back on American soil when the leaks started. He continued, "There is reticence at the palace because they know that any conversations will end up somewhere on the American media. After Prince Philip's funeral, you saw Harry and William having a few words together. Papers immediately labeled it, 'Peace at last,' talk about overstating it." Mr. Ray went on to analyze the leaks about Harry's trip that followed, saying, "First in People magazine and then the biographer Omid Scobie discussed Meghan's conversation with the Queen on Zoom before the funeral. He suggested that the ice had been broken on Saturday." Conflicting reports over how much Harry interacted with his family during his brief visit continued to emerge over the weeks after the funeral. The Duke of Sussex has just touched down in the UK again to attend the unveiling of Princess Diana's memorial statue, raising hopes for a successful reunion once again.